This is DownHome Sports, covering the best sports and student athletes in Ellis County. Brought to you by Pinnacle Bank with ATM Live, powered by the people. Not just another bank in Texas, but Texas in a bank. The United States Marine Corps, the fighting spirit of an entire nation. Doe City Pizza and Burgers. For the best in artisan pizza and burgers, go to Doe City in Red Oak, Texas, across from the high school. It is delicious.
With today's busy schedules, we need flexibility. Pinnacle Bank is the way banking should be. With ATM Live, powered by the people. They have hours that make it easy. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can just pull up to one of the easy to access ATMs, where there's always someone live, friendly, and knowledgeable to help you. Pinnacle Bank, not just another bank in Texas, but Texas in a bank. Member FDIC.
All right, I'm going to take this time to welcome in our next guest. It is the Midlothian Lady Panthers basketball team. We've got Coach Tennyson, we've got Elise, we've got Holly, and we've got Bailey joining us. Thank y'all so much for taking time out of your evenings to come on and speak with us. The season is right around the corner. I'm sure y'all are chopping at the bit. Coach Tennyson, come to you first. Before I get to these lovely ladies, how's the off-season program been? And how do you feel as you are fixing to turn the corner and I believe open the season November 9th against Centennial?
We're actually playing this Friday is our first home game, or not home game, first game. We are at North Forney this Friday.
Awesome.
We were able to pick up that home or that game to open the season. I threw them to the Wolves early. We scrimmaged at Cedar Hill. We're going to Duncanville tomorrow night. And had great competition. Felt like our off season and through the summer work was really, really good. Felt like our season ended way too short last year with a double overtime loss. And the kids responded. They came. We attacked some performance gaps. I felt like areas that we could improve, and the kids got better. And for the most part, they put a lot of time into it. And so I'm really excited about this year. I absolutely love this team. They've got great chemistry. We've got great depth. Little bit undersized, but they make up for it in their heart. So I'm really excited and ready to get going here.
Awesome. Well, Lisa, I'll come to you first because in the order of my screen, you pop up first. So when we're talking about playing this early competition, like you get North Forney on Friday to open the season, but you've got to play Cedar Hill. You've got to play some tough scrimmages. Coming off the off season, talk about the benefit of getting to play some of those very, very talented teams early. Do you see it as a bar setter to kind of gauge where you guys are at? Or do you think it's very beneficial to knock the rust off against people that you know are the caliber that you're going to see in the playoffs come towards the end of the season?
I definitely see it as a bar setter. It helps us playing those teams because we of course have good teams in our district. Well, not district, but we have good. Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna start over. We have good teams in our 5A region, but playing the 6A schools, of course, they're bigger schools, so they have some better people, and it does help us prepare for our season because they're good teams. And playing it's against Cedar Hill and also Frisco Memorial, it definitely got us better. We realized some things that we needed to work on, and I think it's only going to make us stronger for our season. And in the preseason, like Coach T said, we're playing some tough teams, so I definitely think it'll help us and prepare us.
Now, Hallie, when you lose some people from the senior class, I mean, you're always going to have seniors graduate, but this beginning of the season period in this off season, I think it's a time when teams are learning how to communicate with each other because you do have new faces, or you may be running some new things with some new people in different positions. Talk about how you feel between you ladies on the court. The communication is now, and maybe or what some steps that you're wanting to take to make sure that you guys are in top peak position, especially when district play comes around?
Right now, our communication, I think it's okay, but we still need to communicate a little bit more. But for the most part, with our new team, I think we're doing pretty good on talking and communicating on and off the court.
Awesome. Now, Bailey, did you practice any sharpshooting in the off season?
Yes, I did. I work really hard because I just always want to come through for the team when I can. So yes, I definitely practiced.
Tater wanted me to be sure and get that one in there, so I had to do that one. But in all seriousness, Bailey, to round out here our off-season questions, talk about the preparation that not only you do, but you feel that goes into the behind the scenes people don't really see, and how key having a productive off-season is to setting the bar for when the season does come around.
Well, last year we couldn't do group like bonding because of COVID, but we started it this year to like build our chemistry and just make our like connection stronger. And I also just feel like we're definitely more determined this year, and we come into practice each day and just work really hard because we want it really badly. And we were co-district champs last year, but I feel like this year we could definitely be district champs without the co part.
I love it. Coach Tennyson, I know you mentioned the Royce City game that didn't end the way y'all wanted it to after coming off an 11-1 co-district championship. We wish that we could just crown you guys outright. I mean, come on.
Yes.
But when you lose some ladies, some seniors like here in Middleton last year, and you are dealing with some different people. From a coach's perspective, what about this group when you do lose someone as good as Kira was? And then she wasn't the whole team. But when that happens, when you're trying to replace, and maybe you're looking at, hey, we need to run things maybe a little differently, or we need to look at these options. As a coach, how imperative is it to be sure that these girls are on the same page, at least confidence-wise and communication-wise, that even though talent may be different, if they can get to gel together, then we haven't lost a step at all?
Well, I kind of mentioned that in our practice session today. Obviously, one person doesn't make up a team. And at this point, I mean, I feel like we've got 4 or 5 solid scores, and it could be anybody's night. If this group really trusts that and believes in each other, it's going to be really special because it's hard to prep for. If 1 or 2 are drawing the attention, that's going to open up some things for the next guy in line. And this team really has the depth to have that. And so it's hard to prepare for us when you've got kids that can score any night. As long as they play together and understand early, you know, these coaches are smart. They're prepared. They're going to have scouting reports to stop other teams' best scorers. And with us, it's going to be special because they can't target one kid. And so we're definitely not one-dimensional as far as scoring goes. We have a lot of different weapons. We can play a lot of different ways. These kids are really, really smart. I love it because they stay with me strategy-wise as far as our game planning and being able to play. You know, last year we tried to play Red Oak. It didn't go well. We completely revamped the game plan and we win by 1. And so that says a lot for the heart, the kids. They're very smart basketball players. We take a lot of pride in preparing them and setting them up for success. But this group has a chance to be really, really special because I feel like any kid can go off at any point as far as a scoring role. And that's really hard to prepare for. We've got to play a little bit more consistent on the defensive side of the ball as far as our energy and effort. But when we get that together and we just keep polishing the strategy piece, I think this year is going to be really special just because it's going to be really hard to prepare for us.
Awesome. Well, Lee's going to come to you. I think if you asked anybody, maybe even Coach Tissen, there's not going to be any person on the court when you're on there that's going to play tougher than you do. I mean, you're a go-getter, and now you're in that upperclassman spot, and you're paving the way for those young ladies underneath you. Talk about the responsibility as someone who's now been through it and now in that upperclassman leadership role, the type of role and legacy that you want to leave for those underclassmen underneath you, as well as the junior high kids below, and the young ladies coming to watch Midlothian Lady Panther basketball each and every night that you guys play. Talk about the responsibility that you now have as an upperclassman.
I would definitely say being a leader is huge because you have to lead people so they can follow you. And I just want to set a good example to the people behind me, because I've had some people that were older than me that were upperclassmen at the time, and they showed me the way and, you know, talked to me and made sure I was okay whenever I felt like, you know, coach is being hard on me, you know, what am I doing wrong, things like that. So I just definitely want to lead, always be somebody they can talk to and feel comfortable to say anything to, and just, you know, encourage them to work hard, stay after, and realize that, you know, even though sometimes your hard work, you don't feel like it's getting noticed, it will one day, and hard work does pay off. So just stay at it and do your best every day and go 110%.
Well, Hallie, talk about this coaching staff. And I know as an upperclassman, you start to realize that it's hard if you're leaning on just Coach Tennyson to make sure that everybody is in line. Talk about the communication between you, Coach Tennyson, and the staff, and then the responsibility that you take to feel like it's part of your job to help and make sure that those around you and those younger ladies as well are all on the same page. You can't just lean on the head coach. Talk about the relationship that you guys have with that staff.
Well, this year we're actually short on coaches because we only have me and Coach Sales. So it's definitely really important that we're all communicating along with the coaches. So we have to listen to them and do what they tell us, and like they're helping us throughout the season, but we also have to help each other because there's less voices for us. There's only two. So we kind of have to help each other get through that and communicate a lot.
Well, Bailey, I guess talk about, as someone who's been around, talk about, have you seen any changes in Coach Tennyson from year to year? I feel like she's pretty rock solid. Talk about the leadership and coming into this year. Has anything been different? And if not, just talk about how great she is at what she does.
No, she's definitely great. Yeah, I do think there's a little bit of a change in a good way, of course, just because like we have so much talent that, well, of course, every year she's been like really encouraging us that we can go super far. But since we have so much talent this year, I just feel like she's really like all after it and about it, because we can go really far in the playoffs this year and just really do great things. So she's definitely excited about that, as are we.
All right. So Coach Tennyson, as we circle back to you, and you've spoken on the girls and the team as a whole, talk to us about these three ladies that you brought with you. I want to give you a chance. I know they've been a part of your squad. They're part of your leadership. Give us some details and some background on these three young ladies.
Well, I'll start with Hallie. She's our senior, tremendous young lady. She's willing to accept any role I give her. Right now, I have her starting in an out of position. She's playing a center for us, and has really adopted the role and accepted that. And she's a sharpshooter as well. She hit a huge corner three against Cedar Hill, breaking their 1-2-2 press. But she's just accepts her role. And the kids, I can't speak enough about that, because we have one true center that's an incoming freshman, but the rest of these kids can play multiple spots on the floor. And she has embraced that, and has done a tremendous job accepting that and playing a role. She's a competitor, loves to compete. She's quiet. I do want her to be a little more vocal and challenge her to do that, and to help lead us there, because she definitely leads in her work ethic. Elise is the same way. She can play any position on the floor, and she will be caught at any point at any position on the floor. She makes a lot of hustle plays. She's bought in. She's played the center of our defense, took some big charges, and that's hard to get kids to buy into, because it's not exciting. It's hard work. It doesn't always feel good, but they're big plays, and it allows us to really get up and pressure the ball on the perimeter. And when they counter with trying to dribble penetrate, and she's there to step in and take some charges, which are gutsy plays, it just speaks volumes of what she can do for our team. And like I said, she can play any position on the floor. She's a slasher, can get to the rim, and adds that extra confidence when they take away some of our other ball handlers or other scorers. Bailey, the girls have nicknamed her Cash Money. She is a sharp shooter, and it really adds value to our team because they got to know where she's at. Already in a scrimmage, Cedar Hills already faced Gardner and picked up on it immediately, that she was one that they are going to have to defend. She draws attention because she can stretch the defense and shoot it so well from the perimeter. And so that's really going to open up our offense for our slashers to create off the bounce, and for our shooters to shoot. And so these kids, 3 different personalities, 3 different games, and all blended together is going to be really special. And then you add the rest of the group and what they bring. I'm really excited to see how this year is going to play out, because they're tough. We preach and we pride ourselves on toughness. And these 3 young ladies definitely exemplify that in their work ethic. They take coaching. I can be really hard on them. They respond appropriately. And so I'm just really excited. I know we're in a realignment year, so who knows what things will look like come February. And so I really want to zone in and make this a special year. I felt like we fell short last year. It ended too early for as much talent as we have on the team. And so I really want to make up for that. These kids have deserved that. They've bought in, they've done the work. They do the work every day. And so I can't brag on them enough. And I love them. I love their personalities. Elise's smile will light up a room. Hallie's quiet under the radar, but she's locked in and with it. And I just appreciate them and can't tell them enough about that, because I am hard on them. I have high expectations. I want to win. I have expectations on me. And so I love them. And so I'm excited to see how this year goes.
Well, you can tell the excitement, and ladies, y'all are lucky to have Coach Tennyson, because not every coach has the passion that she does. And so, Hallie, I'm going to come to you being our resident senior. Who on the team, and this is Tater's favorite question, so since he's not here, I'm going to ask it. Who on the team, y'all are about to start all these bus rides up, you're about to start going to games. Who is the one blasting the speaker, getting everybody pumped up, maybe shooting TikToks? I don't know what y'all do these days. But who is the one getting everybody rowdy, either on the way to a game or after a big victory coming back?
It's definitely KD.
Okay, so there's not even a debate. It's just Now, yeah. Bailey, what are we going to have to do? What's it going to take to get a TikTok of Coach Tennyson?
If we make it to the Final Four, she's going to do a TikTok with us.
Final Four, okay.
Absolutely, I'll do that. I'll agree to that. Y'all better do the moves now. You guys look good.
Okay. We got you, Coach T.
It's going to be well worth to even want to go to the Final Four just for the TikTok.
Yeah.
And so, well, ladies, I appreciate y'all taking time to jump on and kind of give us a preview of what's coming up. You get your first official game this Friday. We wish you the best of luck, and then hopefully we can get y'all on here in a few weeks, maybe talking some X's and O's and some stuff like that. But a good introduction to this upcoming season. High expectation as always. But we cannot wait here at DownHome Sports to watch how this season plays out for you guys. So best of luck. Thank you all again, and hopefully we get y'all on here again soon.
Do you know the difference?
Well, the best benefit in having True Benefits is the fact that they're easy. You can get a hold of them. It's not 2 days later, a week later, I can make a phone call. If they don't have the answer, they'll get us the answer within 24 hours.
He came to the office and interviewed all of our girls and did a presentation, told them what they were offering, and the girls were able to decide what they needed.
They came in and gave us options both for our company and our employees that were affordable and beneficial for all.
No matter the size of your business or your employees' needs, True Texas Benefits is the partner for you.
Because Ellis County knows the difference.
True Texas Benefits for all your benefits needs.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Me do my two-step. Me do my two-step. Me do my two-step. me do my two-step. begins here, among the few, the proud, the Marines.
You're welcoming in Coach Sam Harrell from the Ennis Lions. Welcome in, Coach. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to come and speak with us. We appreciate it. And I know you got some good things rolling down there in Ennis. 9-0, 6-0 district champs. You still got Corsicana left. But I guess to say undefeated, the season's going pretty well so far. You're used to winning, though. Talk about how you feel the team as a whole is doing 9 games in to this marathon of the season.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your good words there, Seth. And the team really has. It was a young group. We really only had about 3 returning starters on offense, and about 3 on defense, and so we knew it would be a year where we just have to kind of grow up with them. And the team's done a great job of doing that, and they've faced some adversity and early in the year, and I think that was good for us, instead of everything being real easy. And we were fortunate to win some good games that were close, and they've just kind of grown with the season. And we told them the other day, hey, you're just doing better and better each week, and man, that's what good teams do. So we're just tickled with them, and they're a good group of kids to coach. They really are.
Now, one thing I want to ask you, and this is personal because I'm a Waxahachie grad. And so in this game earlier this year, you guys go to overtime and you go for 2, you get the win. I want to ask, so from a coaching standpoint, and I know that's got to get the guys fired up and give them some confidence, but does it help being a non-district game that decision is made, or was that just looking at the situation like, I think we can end this now?
Yeah, I would have made that decision whether it's district or non-district at that point. And when Coach and I went out there and we flipped a coin for the overtime, and I won the toss, and so I got to choose to go second. I knew right then I was going to go for 2, because I figured, well, they're, I'm not saying they're most likely going to score, but that happens a whole lot of times. They score, and if you score first, you got to kick the extra point, because you'd be crazy to go for it and let the other team, only get 6 and let the other team score and kick PAT and win. Mm-hmm. So I knew if they scored, they'd get 7, and I'd already made up my mind. Hey, we're not going to go 2 or 3 or 4 overtimes. It's going to go 1. We're either going to win or lose, and then go home. So, but you're right, being non-district. And it still wasn't necessarily an easy decision, but it was one like I said, as soon as the coin was flipped, I knew when I was walking off the middle field that we were going for 2. So that had already been decided.
Okay. That was just a personal one. I'm like, man, they the one time, and it's been a while, I'm like, we might have a chance. Nope, didn't work out. And so, well, Coach, one thing I want to ask is you have seen your share of great, not only high school QBs, but college and even going to the professional level. You've coached some great ones. Colin Drake, we had a chance to interview him a couple times. Fantastic young man, moved on. He's at Georgia. But you've got to replace leadership like that. And Gilkey has stepped in and done a phenomenal job of filling those shoes. As the head coach and as the leader on that team, when you do have someone who, like Colin, who leaves, and Gilkey coming in, who had been there under Colin but steps in, how is it hard to push those guys, because you've got to have them and grab the reins, or is it easier when you have a guy like Gilkey talented enough to step in that makes that transition a little easier?
Well, it is easier talent-wise, and we knew Jackson was going to be good. He really would have started as a freshman, to be honest with you, if Colin wouldn't have moved in. His dad's our AD, and so when he came in, and he wouldn't have been near as good as a freshman, but he was good enough to play, and probably the best one we had, and we thought that. And then Colin came in, so Jackson had to sit 2 years of just sit and wait, really, and he was really patient in doing that, and he's a great kid, and yet not getting to play, and he played some when we got ahead, but those reps when you get ahead, you don't have to really think about, oh, what's the defense doing? Oh, they're blitzing us now. Oh, I need to hit this receiver. You're just going in there and running some plays, and usually they're, little popcorn plays that, you and I could run. And so those reps were good, but they really weren't meaningful reps. And so he needed some. And so that's what this year has been. He's not near where Colin was. And I don't think that's because of his talent. I think that's because of his experience. And each week he gets a little better and a little better. And I think I think his upside is huge. We hadn't even got close to it yet. And so, and it probably won't be till next year, but we're really excited about having him. And he's a great kid and a good leader. And it's not his fault. He can't do anything about, he hadn't had many varsity reps and much varsity experience. Like I said, that's not anybody's fault, but that's just kind of how it's gone. And so every game he gets to play and every rep he gets to have, it just gets him a little better and a little better.
Well, it doesn't hurt having weapons around him. You got D. Johnson coming out of the backfield. You've got Grayson Harris catching it on the outside. And one thing that I saw was an awesome stat for as long as Ennis has been playing football. You had D. Johnson go out and set the single game rushing record last Friday night. Talk about his explosiveness out of the backfield. I mean, 305 yards, 3 TDs in a single game is great, but he's pushing 1,000 yards on the season. That's got to help, especially when Gilkey's looking for that experience. Having somebody like that in the backfield has got to make it a little easier for him.
Oh, it does. There's no doubt. When you have a good running game, it's a lot easier to be, a quarterback and have a good passing game, because the running game makes those people, worry about the run. And so it just opens up things for you. And so having a good running game and having a good running back like D. Johnson, and we throw to him quite a bit too. And so throwing to him coming out of the backfield and giving him the ball is really, that helps us on offense, and it helps Jackson, as a quarterback. And he's really been, D's been really good. And we're just tickled for him too. He's played defense. He's played a ton of things for us. And so to kind of get his bearing right and get going like he has this, it really wasn't until about week 5 or 6 that he got everything going, and so that's just been good for him and good for our team.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the young man you got on the outside, and Grayson Harris, 10 TDs on the year, already 1,000 yards, give or take a little more. Talk about the impact that he's had, and you're going to have him for a couple more years. Talk about the impact that he's made in this short time on varsity and what the outlook might look projection-wise for this young man.
Yeah, I tell you, we've had some freshmen play for us, and maybe a few even start for us, but we've never had a freshman just lead us, being the leading receiver or leading this or that. And that's what Grayson's done. He's not only come in as a freshman and played and started, he's leading the team, leading the district, leading the area, and leading about everything there is nearly. And to have somebody do that, and we knew he would be on varsity, but we had no idea. We thought, well, it may take a while. He's just a freshman, and it may take a while to him kind of get his feet wet and this and that. We'll have to kind of take it easy with him. And man, that very first game, about 5 plays in, he's already scored 2 touchdowns from about 70 and 50 yards. And, one was about 70 something, one was about 50 something. We thought, I believe we got something here, and he's just been really a great, and he too, as I said about Jackson, and D's a great kid, but Grayson's a great kid, does great in school. And so it's just fun to have kids like that on your team that are good kids and good players and do those things for you. And just to think about him, that, man, you're going to have him for 4 more years. That's pretty good.
Well, I would be remiss to not give some credit to the big man up front, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. You guys have always found a way to have solid line play, and it continues. You got a Roy City team that was undefeated, put it up over 700 yards of offense the week before. Y'all held them to 348 yards, and I know that starts up front. Talk about offense and defensive line and how imperative it is for your team, for the continued success goes with the continued dominance that you're seeing up front on both sides of the ball.
Well, I'll talk about the defense first because, just like you said, Roy City had been scoring lots of points and having lots of yards, and we held them to way below their average yards and 20 points. When you hold a team that's been, I think they've been averaging like nearly 50, if not more points a game, and we held them to 20. Well, that defense is doing something right when you do that, and it is those guys up front. And I tell you, I'm just tickled to death with Lazarus Becks and we call him Wody, Octavius Johnson, and those guys are defensive tackles up front. They've just gotten better and better and better all year, and to have them. But I really think the key to the defense though is the linebackers. Golly, that Speedy Gonzalez, we call him Speedy Gonzalez. His name's really Eric Gonzalez, but Speedy and DB is back there at linebacker, and then Edgar Gabriola, when we just call him Gabby, he stepped in and taken over the Mike linebacker, and those linebackers have just been really something. And then the secondary is strong behind them, and so you just got a good group of kids that kind of fit together well, and but that defensive front has just gotten better and better, and they've got good people behind them, and so they're playing well. And then, like I said, the offensive line, when somebody rushes for 300 yards, that's obviously a good job by that running back. But those guys up front got to be doing something right for him to get 300 yards, and your team rushed for over 400 yards, and they really Coach Clark and Jake Smith, Coach Smith, have done a great job with that line, and they've just come around. And because I think we only had 2 of them returning from last year, and I know we did. We only had 2 returner starters, and so that group's had to grow up, and they've just done a great job. And they were obviously the key to Friday night's win. Like I said, we rushed for so many yards, and they protected the quarterback and did everything you'd like from an offensive line.
Awesome. Well, I know when you talked about that defense, there's a linebacker core between Speedy and Gabby, and you got over 200 total tackles just between those 2 guys alone. One thing that I think you always find with teams that you coach, and you may be able to shoot this down or back it up, but there's always a sense of consistency. And like you said, do you feel like with this team, even as young as they've been, as the season's gone on, you don't maybe have the high interception numbers, you're not getting flashiness just from everybody all the way around, but it seems like this team has been very consistent in everything that they've done. Would you say that kind of reflects how this season's gone?
Yeah, I think that's a good description of them. You're right. There's not a person on there with a whole bunch of interceptions or even a bunch of sacks. Last year we had some guys that had more sacks and more this and that. Well, this year it's not, other than tackles. Now, like you said, Gabby and Speedy have just been unbelievable on those tackles. But that's what linebackers are supposed to do. They're supposed to, those defensive linemen, kind of take care of that front, and those linebackers are supposed to scrape and make tackles. Well, these guys are doing it, so it really has. It's been a consistent group, and they play so hard, and they play with lots of energy and lots of enthusiasm. They're fun to watch. I'm telling you, when our defense is on the field, it's fun to watch them, because they just play with some enthusiasm and some energy. And so we've kind of grown with them, because they've done some growing up too, and it's getting better and better and better. And when you're playing good defense, you always got a good chance. And so it's good to know that our defense is that way. And Coach Willingham and all his coaches that with him, they do a great job of that defense over there. And so we're excited about those guys and hope they can carry us for a while.
Awesome. Well, like we said earlier, you got one more game against Corsicana before playoffs come around. And being, again, 9-0, it's hard to nitpick, but I know there's always ways to improve. When you go to finish out this district round before playoffs, what are you wanting to see from your group, from your guys that maybe can clean some things up before playoffs start?
Well, more than clean up, just we really like to see just what you described earlier, just that consistency. Hey, let's go play well on offense, and especially behind that offensive line, and go play well on defense, and keep doing what you've been doing. Not have an up for a couple of weeks and a down. And so let's keep getting better and better, and just see if we can play consistent ball like we've had for 3 weeks in a row. We played an undefeated team, or at least undefeated in district, and we knew those would be the three key games, because those three of those, us being the fourth one, 3 of those 4 are going to be in the playoffs. So you're playing playoffs teams every week the last 3 weeks, and we've played pretty well against all of them. And so we don't want to see a drop off come week 10 on that. We just want to keep seeing that consistency and playing hard, and we're playing lots of energy as we head into the playoffs.
Awesome, Coach. Well, I appreciate you taking time out of your evening. Before I let you go, I do want to know, is there a petition out there that I could sign anywhere to get Graham to Texas Tech? Is there anything we can do to push that, or are we kind of just out of luck there? It's up to them.
I don't know. It keeps getting more and more interesting, because his name's been mentioned, but some of the other names have look like their names have been scratched off. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but yeah, we'd sure let you get a petition going if you want to do that.
I'll start one up and get some signatures going around. You think they'd look at it and say, if anybody knows how to win out in Lubbock, it would be him. So, but Coach, no, I appreciate you taking time again to join us. We wish you the best of luck closing out the season, and hopefully we can get you back on come playoff time, get a good preview and update on what you guys are doing over there in Ennis. So thank you so much, and we'll see you on down the road.
All right. Thanks, Seth. Have a good night. Bye.
Are you hungry for the best burgers, fries, and pizza in Ellis County? Well, stop by Doe City Pizza and Burgers, where the ingredients are fresh every day and stacked up just the way you like them. Custom seasoned fries and burgers right off the grill on in-house fresh homemade buns. So head on down to Doe City Pizza and Burgers, where everything there is delicious. Doe City Pizza and Burgers is located in Red Oak, Texas, right across from Red Oak High School. Make sure you come down and have the best burgers and service in Ellis County.
I would like to take this time to welcome in the Ferris volleyball team, the playoff-bound Ferris volleyball team. We've got Coach Menifee, we've got Zyra Harrison, we've got Callie Ralston, Riley Yarbrough, and Ariana Jefferson joining us. So thank y'all so much taking time out of your evenings. Coach, I'll come to you first. I know y'all got a big game coming up against North Dallas for by district, but you finished third in district play. You end up with an overall regular season record of 23-9, 7-5 in district. That's pretty impressive from the year before. You girls had an excellent year. How do you think going into the playoffs you feel how the girls are playing?
I'm real confident in them. We've had a great year, a great season, very confident season. When we got on here in the beginning of the year, I told him we were going to have to be confident. We're going to have to know what we were capable of. And they fully shaped, fully rounded into that. So with that comes their success. So I can't put it on anything but just them being confident and executing what they know how to do.
Zyra, coming over to you. When Coach talks about the confidence that you guys have, How do you feel as a team that you guys are playing together from a coach's perspective and a player's perspective can sometimes be a little different, but it seems like you guys are rolling. How's the feel in the locker room with you ladies?
It's really exciting because we all get along. We all have a different bond with each other, but we all have that same bond during the game. We can tell each other what we did wrong. We can we help each other get better, and it really, at the end of the day, the bond that we have and the confidence that everybody has, it all comes together.
Well, Callie, as a senior on this team, when people talk about intangibles, they're usually talking about attributes that are on the court. But what are some of the things looking at this team and maybe that you'll look back and say, outside of volleyball, this made us strong. This made us a good team. What are some of those things that this team has?
I think outside of volleyball, we all have our own personalities. And some of us are leaders. Some of us are just straight up goofy and want to be the laugh of the party. But I think outside of volleyball, I think we're all just good, people. We all lean on each other, help each other out. We know we can go to each other, help others around us. It's like we have served at a food bank. We were trying to serve our community. So I think that looking back, we're just helping others.
Now, Riley, being a part of that upper class, talk about the relationship between the underclass and then how you guys as juniors and seniors take the responsibility of leading this next generation. Part of that is showing Ferris that hey, we're playoff bound. We know how to play winning volleyball. But talk about the legacy that you want to leave behind for those freshmen, those sophomores, and even junior high girls coming up and following in your shoes.
Yeah, we took them in very quick, knowing them as freshmen. I was there at one point, knowing the freshman mentality is tough. Taking them in, they caught on very fast. And this year, we're proving to people that we are doing something that Ferris Volleyball hasn't done since 2013. So it's making more people interested, and we are leaving a legacy this year.
Now, Ariana, you're a freshman. And so you're getting to experience all this, and it's fantastic that just in your freshman year, you're making this impact, but you're getting a taste of what it's like. And I know that as these seniors graduate, you're going to want to keep it going, but talk about how those upperclassmen and those seniors have imprinted maybe on you, the mentality. And I know Coach Menifee talks to you guys and is on you guys, but what kind of leadership have you got from the seniors that has helped you grow even in this first year of high school?
Well, coming in as a freshman and not really knowing what to do in that, the seniors really helped me, it's okay to make mistakes and do this. So they really just taught me to be the bigger person and to step up and be a leader for when they leave and to be a leader for the rest of the freshmen and the other people that come up. So it's been a journey with the seniors, but they have taught me a lot, and I love what they have taught me.
Well, Coach Menifee, I'm going to have a couple questions here back to back for you, but first let's talk on Ariana. How is it as a coach when you get someone who puts in the minutes and you're getting the production from a freshman? I know everybody would love to say that, hey, I got all my upper class and they've been here, they're running it. But you're getting the benefit of having someone start early, especially contributing on that varsity level. Talk about how that helps the program continue to grow even after the senior leadership's gone.
I think she just leaves a print. I tell the girls all the time, it's her, I call it dog mentality. She wants to go get it. She wants to be better for them. She wants to do that. She wants the big cheer. She wants, me jumping off the bench. She wants that. So she just goes and gets it. She works hard. She listens. She tries to make the adjustment. I think the seniors have made it to where she wants to do exactly what they're doing, and she wants to keep up. She doesn't want the freshman title. She wants I'm the middle blocker coming for Ferris. And when they leave, I feel like her and Riley both are going to step up in a way that they're going to be the talk of the town. It's going to be my two middles are going to be the talk of the town, and it's just going to be what it is. And I think Ariana stepping in and going head first, I couldn't ask for anything better. Middle is a hard position to play, especially coming from junior high volleyball straight to varsity. It's hard, and she hasn't cried, she hasn't folded, she hasn't doubted herself. If anything, it's just made her more hungry. And I couldn't be more happy to have a freshman that's stepping up and doing that for me, because this senior class is big. They play a big role, and we're going to need those hitters, that mentality for our team.
Little trial by fire. I like it. We'll talk about these other ladies you brought along with you, and Zyra, Callie, and Riley. Talk about what their play, what they bring to the field. I mean, there's a reason you brought these ladies on there. You're getting great contributions from them. Give us a little insight into these ladies.
They've been with me 3 years. So I've had all three of these girls since I've been at Ferris. They've seen the nitty-gritty, they've seen the doubt, they've seen it all. So to have them stepping up and doing it and have people watching and supporting, I couldn't ask for anything more. Z, I run a 6-1 with Z. I'm on her probably the hardest on the team. She is one of my leaders. She steps up, she handles business, and she gets the ball where it needs to be so Riley and Callie can have their field day. So Callie previously played middle for me. So this is her first year being outside, and I couldn't have thought of a better place for her to be. She's our momentum. She is our kill. We get the ball in Callie's hands. They got to figure out what to do with it. There's nothing she's not capable of in any position in the front row. Riley is our goofball middle that jumps higher when she's doing a cheer than she will on a block. Like she's our other momentum. Between Callie and Riley and having them together this year on the front row and not having one on the bench and one in the game has literally made the biggest difference. I could say they're my twin towers. They're my leaders, this whole four. They're my leaders in stats. They're my leaders on the court. They're my leaders in momentum. They're my game changers. I couldn't ask for a better four to have on here today. They're who is running Ferris Volleyball right now.
Awesome. Well, Z, I'm going to come over to you, and I stole Coach's nickname. I hope you don't mind. But I want to know, what has Coach Menifee, she talked about, you've had her for 3 years now. So you know her tendencies, but you're able to now as a senior implement things that she wants done just from experience. But talk about what she's meant to you, what she means to the team, and the type of leadership that you get from Coach Menifee.
Coach Menifee, she's not an easy coach to play for. She's really hard. Like, everything mostly has to be perfect for her. And the girls that we have on varsity, they know that. And she's really tough. Like, on the people she knows that can do better. If she knows you can do better, then you need to do better. She's going to tell you. She's not going to baby nothing for you. She's going to tell you straight up. And the way she tells us, it makes us want to play better. It makes us want to do stuff for the team. If not for the team, for her, because she really does. She pushes us to be better every practice, every game. She makes us take everything serious. She's a great coach to have all these past 3 years.
Awesome. Now, Callie, I'm going to come over to you. When Coach is talking about the twin towers with you and Riley up front, the two big hitters, when people see volleyball, they see they may hit it once and they step and they smack it. But there's a lot of communication, especially on that front row, that goes along into making a team successful. Talk about the communication, not only between Z as a setter, but you and Riley and even Ariana, making sure that you are correct place, correct spot, and then really hammering down and making it hard on the other team when y'all are slamming that ball. Talk about the communication between you guys.
I know this year it's been completely different being able to be right next to Riley while we're playing, because normally, like the past couple years, she'd be in, I'd be on the bench, and vice versa. So this year we're being able to like actually run plays. Like when I run a 4, Riley will run a 3. So switching things up to throw off the defense and having 2 big hard hitters really helps out. Because I know before we would just rely on outside hitters for all the kills. So now it's like really good and better for us to have multiple plays, different hitters, so they don't expect the ball to go to one person every single time. And I think that it's really given us confidence. We've gained trust in each other. Same with Ariana. Like, I know when she's up there, she's going to get a block. She's going to get touches. If not, we're going to lift her up. We're going to pat her on the butt, tell her, you got this, whatever. So it's been really nice to have big key players front row together.
Awesome. Well, Riley, to build on that, I want to know for you personally, is it the slam over the top, just right in the girl's face that gets you more hyped, or is it they're expecting the kill and you just do the little floater right over the top of their head? Which one do you like more?
I would have to say the slam, because I've been in the place where I've actually hit someone in the face, and it's just like that momentum gets me going, and everyone on the team just coming back behind me, shoving me like, yeah, you did that. So I don't have to say it's the slam that gets me going mainly.
Now, Riley, from what Coach and the other girls have said, but I'm going to ask you. So on these bus rides, since we're all back to bus rides, you get a full season. Y'all are jamming in the back. You got the speaker. I mean, I'm sure there's some girls doing TikToks and whatnot. But who on the bus? And I'm gonna assume it might be you. But who on the bus is getting the most crunk, getting everybody loud before games when you're traveling on that bus?
Oh, honestly, I don't know if it would be me, because I'm kind of like zoning in myself. I would have to say either Zyra or Liz. They're mainly the ones that are shoving us around or like acting goofy and like getting us all in a good mood and like wanting us to go out and do great things.
I like it. So, Ariana, I'm going to come over to you. If you had to give us, since you've been there the shortest, so I'm going to get you your description first. Describing Ferris Volleyball, and then the type of game that you guys play and how you feel like you guys are doing going into this playoffs. If you had to describe it for your first year on varsity, how would you describe it?
I mean, man, it's amazing. Like, very, very first coming onto this team, I didn't think that we were going to even make it to playoffs, not trying to doubt ourselves, but just like winning the first game, you want to keep going and keep going and keep going. And it's like, man, like, wow, like we really have the team that's going to like actually make history. So it's been really good. Like, I honestly love my team and I couldn't ask for a better team. So
now, Z, I'm gonna slide back over to you real quick. Being there for 3 years, you've seen the progression. You've been at the bottom, and now you guys are in the playoffs, making your way towards the top. Talk about, from your perspective now as a senior, the projection and of Ferris Volleyball and how you guys have come so far to turn this program around and are headed in the right direction.
Well, we really had to trust the process a lot, because sophomore year we had a new coach. All of us, me and Callie, were the only people that were coming up being a varsity player from last year, and we didn't really know what we were going to get. Sophomore year we went through it. We could have went to playoffs, but we didn't give it our all. Last year it was just it was a bad year last year, and this year it really, when we went undefeated in our preseason, that's when I knew. I remember telling my mom, I was like, we're going to go to playoffs this year. I was like, I already know we're going to go. I was like, this is the year. And the seniors, me, Liz, Amanda, and Callie, we've really been waiting on this for the past 3 years. And going to playoffs after they haven't went since like 2013, it's crazy, because everybody's talking. People that were going to school in 2013, they're like, wow, y'all finally made it to playoffs. And it's really an honor to be a part of the group that's going to playoffs this year.
Awesome. Well, Coach Menifee, I believe y'all's first game is tomorrow night, correct?
Yes, sir.
Y'all get North Dallas. What are you expecting from that North Dallas team? I don't know if you've had a chance to look at them. And then what are maybe some things that you want to see from your bunch to really continue the improvement? Because even though you've made it, there's always steps to be taken. What are some things that you want to see as you guys get into that bi-district round?
I told the girls today, they're in the playoffs. Nobody's going to give it to you. They're going to gun for you just like we would gun for them. I told the girls today, we have to just make sure everything we do is perfected on our side. Do what we know how to do, minimize our errors. Any way we can do new things and be successful doing new things, that's always great. I'm very big on like the big picture. So even if we are going to go in this game and do what we have to do, we still have to make sure we're not sloppy, not messy, everything's tight knit, because the next team you might play is not gonna, nobody's gonna let up in the playoffs. You don't get here letting up. So I just urge them, protect what we have going. We're going to work hard, execute what we know how to execute. And if it's something new, we're going to figure it out and we're going to learn to execute it.
Awesome. Well, can you give us location and time for tomorrow night?
Yes, it is at Skyline High School at 7 p.m.
Awesome. Skyline High School at 7. Well, before I let you guys go, I'm going to go back to Riley. Riley, if you had to give a speech to the town of Ferris, or to just anybody that say, hey, you need to come check us out because we're awesome, what would it sound like to get people to come to the game tomorrow night?
I would tell them our record and how we've come this far. The past 2 years haven't been what we've expected, but we've made a big comeback this year. And it's obviously proving something since we are making playoffs since 2013, which is saying that we are doing great things. And this is our season, which we call swag season. That's been our motto the whole year. So
I like it. Well, ladies, thank y'all so much for taking time again to come on and talk to us. I wish you the best of luck against North Dallas at Skyline, 7 p.m. In the bi-district round. I know y'all are going to do great things. You've come a long way. The work is there, and y'all will continue to succeed. So Coach Menifee, Z, Callie, Ariana, and Riley, thank y'all so much. Y'all go get them, and hopefully we can get y'all on in maybe the next couple of weeks talking about area or regional champions. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And so best of luck to you guys, and then give them heck, and we will see y'all all again.
Thank you.
In Ellis County, we're always on the run. It's always good to know that someone's always there. Doesn't matter the time of day. With ATM Live, hours are always available. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can always pull right up and talk to someone live for that personal service. Or stop by and visit with the friendly folks inside. Pinnacle Bank, not just another bank in Texas, but Texas in a bank. Member FDIC. Well, guess what, Ellis County? It's Avalon Eagle Volleyball. Coach Hernandez, Eileen, Paige, and Savannah joining us tonight. Coach, talk about this amazing season you're on this year.
Oh, I'm pumped. I can't believe it, and I tell the girls all the time about different things of, hey, let's stay in this moment. Let's enjoy this. Playoffs are fixing to come. That's our expectation is playoffs. We started the year off pretty slow, but once district hit, these girls just started playing together, and it's been extremely fun. And we only have one more game left. So.
Well, Eileen, is that not crazy? Most people don't get it right. It's y'all in cross country are, normally there before anybody else. And your season goes just as long as the football team does. Just talk about the time and effort that y'all put in throughout an entire season.
Well, I haven't been the whole season, but I know that the girls have been working so hard, and it was so hard watching them on the sidelines, but it's okay because now I'm back and I'm like happier than ever.
Well, Eileen, we know you weren't there physically, but we know you were there emotionally. And you probably had somebody on the phone up in the student section going, what's the point? What's the point? Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Okay. All right. Well, Paige, talk about it from your perspective, okay? Y'all been playing, teams that are a classification above you, and you're right there. You could have made the playoffs in either district as it broke out. Talk about just the sisterhood and how y'all came together and took on some of these really tough teams.
Well, I feel like since the beginning of the season to now, our team has been closer than ever. We're finally learning what works best for all of us together and what's working to get us closer and closer to first place in district. And I feel like it's really paying off that we have a longer season because we just have more time to work with it.
Well, Savannah, I told you this before. Got some clips of you a few weeks back playing against Italy, guarding that net, getting a couple of big blocks over there. I saw one kill. I saw a huge diving play right at the net as the ball hit the tape. Just talk about the tenacity that y'all have as a team.
There's a lot. You just have to go for it. You have to put in 100% or else you're not going to get 100% back. You have to be willing to work for it because if you're just going to stand around, it's not going to get you anywhere.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to rotate back through. Savannah, who's that one person when you are getting there ready to go? Who's that one girl that gets you fired up?
Honestly, it's the tie between Paige and Eileen because me and Paige always, before a game, we go out, get food, get drinks, whatever we need. And we'll always kind of hype each other up then. But then me and Eileen will be ready. We'll be sitting on the bench, getting our ankle braces on, getting ready to go.
Well, Paige, there's a lot of superstition that goes on in volleyball. I don't know if people realize that. So who has the weirdest superstition on the team? Like who has to have their shoes over here at a certain point? Or, they can only warm up on this side of the gym right next to this hash mark.
Honestly, I feel like it's kind of all of us. We all have our own things. And like personally, one of my things is I always have to serve on the right side pregame. And I always have to have my straps for my braces or my ankle braces a certain way or like they're not going to work right.
Okay. Well, Eileen, you raised your hand immediately.
Yeah.
So what is that weird superstition you have?
Okay, I have to high five like all the same people in order. I had to put my left shoe on first, my left knee pad, my left ankle brace on first. My left sleeve and my jersey goes on first. I serve pregame left side, but during the game, it's right side. I had to sit in the very last seat on the bench.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like to hit a ball, you turn your cap sideways, put a T behind this ear, put one behind that one. Coach, the great thing about this is it shows how tight these ladies are, that they can have these little idiosyncrasies and laugh about them and get along and embrace them. What does that mean to you as a coach that this group is so tight that things some people might say, it's a little weird, They embrace the madness.
No, and that makes it easier for myself because in the past we've had some really good groups come through and they're extremely tight and everybody, kind of looked up to them and see how they did their thing throughout the practice or the bus ride or the games. And then this group comes in with Paige, Eileen, and Savannah and others, but we have a real young group, a lot of freshmen. And so they're just watching. All eyes are on the older ones right now. They're just watching and seeing how are these girls acting? How do they mesh together, on the court or off the court and stuff. And that makes a huge difference. And especially for me, it's easy for a coach. I'm just there and I try to explain that I'm just there to manage certain things. Once that game hits, it's their time to shine and, they have to play. I'm just there trying to tweak some stuff and whatnot for them, but they mesh so well sometimes too well on some goofiness, and we have to get at them. It's like, hey, let's not do that. But
Okay.
it's fun.
Well, Savannah, we talked about y'all's idiosyncrasies. Is there anything that coach has besides the traditional volleyball coach deal where nobody gets a roster pregame? You get it like 5 seconds before. Other than that, is there anything that coach has that's an idiosyncrasy that y'all give him a hard time about or play with him about?
I don't think there's anything specific that he does really every game. The only thing is during the game, he has really, really big hand gestures. So the over there, or waving his hands constantly, or like his beard, just constantly.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, that's better than sweating, okay?
Yes.
That's a lot better. You see some of these volleyball coaches that just sweat out them shirts in 5 seconds. But, Savannah, let's just talk about, what do you think was the big win, the first win that you were like, we got this. We got this year. And what made you think that?
There have been a few tough games, ones that I think we were very evenly matched with. I think those games were Covington and Rio Vista. We really matched well. It was a good, tough game. We were both at it. We had really good rallies. And I think the fact that we kind of overcame that and just we bounced back, everybody was so excited. We were all hyped up and just it made us know that, hey, we got this. We played really good, really together. We were able to do it. And I know that we'll do that again in the future.
Well, and Paige, for you, hearing that from, a big leader on the team, when she talks, does that just calm everybody down? Are y'all just like, hey, when y'all get back there after a point, you huddle up every time, right?
Yes.
Is Savannah sitting there just saying, hey, we got this? What is she saying to y'all to keep everybody calm and ready for that next point?
Well, usually she'll be like, guys, we have to calm down. We know how to play volleyball, so let's play how we're supposed to. And another thing is don't focus on the missed hit or letting the ball drop. Focus on the next time whenever you get the ball up, and then you kill the ball and you get a game point.
That's the way you go right there. Well, Eileen, missing some time. I know you were ready to jump back in like a, ricochet rabbit, ping, pong, ping, just bouncing all over the place. What's been the most exciting thing for you since you've come back? Is it just to walk into a locker room with such a tight team and such a powerful force going through this season? Or was it, which part of it was it for you?
Probably walking in the locker room, like our conversations in there, they're so much fun. But also like probably pregame. I feel like that's whenever we're just so ready to get the game over with. And I feel like that's like the main focus of like how we win our games.
Awesome. Well, Coach, you play a lot of tough teams in your schedule. You play some really good teams in this schedule that you had. Talk about how that put the focus on, these little things that are making dividends as we go into the playoffs.
Yeah, no, we do. We play some better teams and bigger schools, 2A, 3A. And we've always done that because when we get into district play, I'm the type that just wants to be in attack mode. And, I don't want to play and always tell them, even when it's a tight game, let's play not to lose, let's play to win and stuff. And let's go at it in these pre-district games with these big time hitters and blockers and girls that can play some defense. I mean, that just helps us out. And, to me, I see all the great teams, and I'm not saying we're a great team. I just see all the other ones. I want to do what they do. I mean, they have a tough schedule. So let's go out and let's get a tougher schedule and throw some teams in there, that we can work on different stuff throughout the whole pre-district. So when it comes district time, we're ready. We've seen it all. Especially this year.
I'm sorry. I thought you're done. My bad. Keep going.
Yeah, no, especially this year because our numbers are really low this year compared in the past. So in experience, we have a group of 5 or 6 that's played, but then we have a big freshman and a couple sophomores that's really freshmen that's never really played. So that makes a big difference. And So with that pre-district and going into district, we're trying to get as many touches as possible, many different looks as possible. So I want to see a lot of talent beforehand. So it just comes out smooth during district time.
Well, you got one more regular season game to go this coming Tuesday at 5:00, and I believe that is an away game. And y'all travel pretty darn good anyway, so it's almost home anywhere you go. But Coach, you got to play that first round. I believe it's by Monday or Tuesday of the next week. Is that still correct?
Correct. So in ours, we end up having a bye.
Okay.
Even though we should get second, we'll get second in ours. We'll end up having a bye just to how the other third place team, there's not one in that district. So we ended up getting a warm-up game versus Wortham, and that's going to be a good match because they ended up having a bye. And Wortham's going to be a talented team, and I'm excited for that before we have to go play Hubbard. So we'll end up probably playing our game on a Thursday against Hubbard, probably at Hillsboro. Yeah. So, but we'll play Covington, which is going to be a tough game. They're very scrappy, and then we'll play Wortham on that Monday in a warm-up game.
Now, see, I could have said Hillsboro in 5 seconds. Some of these other teams you play, I am totally lost on how to pronounce it. That's the difference. But Eileen, I know you can get fired up. Okay. So I want you to get fired up and tell everybody why they ought to be making it down and watching y'all throughout this playoff run.
For this coming up game this Tuesday?
Yeah.
Oh, duh. They should come to every single one of our games. But Tuesday, I remember last time we played them, the gym was probably the loudest it's ever been. Like that game, oh my God, I was so excited. And so obviously they should come out Tuesday because it's going to be even better.
Awesome. Well, Paige, what's exciting you about this year's playoff run? Is there something about the team that just says, hey, we could go, we could make it a really good run this year?
Well, this year I feel like since we're all so much closer, we're all working together better. And I know last year we went to first round of playoffs, but I know this year we're going so much farther than that because this season has been 10 times better than last year. And I feel like it's just going to keep getting better and better as we keep playing. Well,
Eileen's got me pumped up. Paige has got a prediction. Savannah, is it round 4 and a little bit more?
It better be. It better be. We're going all the way, all out.
Well, okay. So I'm going to put a prediction on you right now. Okay, Coach. First playoff game, I'm saying Savannah gets 10 blocks. That's how pumped up she is.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. That's per set. We ain't going for the match. We're going per set.
I want him. I want them all.
Well, I mean, how great is it, Coach? I mean, these girls, I mean, I know they impact the school. They're not just great athletes. They're great students. And above and beyond that, they're great mentors to the other girls, ladies around town. Just, how much are these ladies able to impact Avalon as a whole?
And I think they have a lot of people looking at them. And I try to tell them all eyes on them, especially, we're so small, elementary kids and up, they're looking at them. And, I try to explain to them everything you do matters, on and off the court, and try to be a better teammate and a better player. That to me, that's more important because when you're a great teammate, a great person, everything else is going to take a hold. And I feel like, these 3 girls, along with others on our team, they do a really good job. They work hard at, in their studies, going for dual credit, taking care of business, NHS, student council, all that stuff. So it makes a big difference. So that leadership, anytime you can get some type of leadership skills through doing NHS or student council or class officers, that's going to carry over to the court or ball field. And that's big. And that's what we need right now.
Well, Savannah, are y'all going to be able to talk the principal down there into making sure y'all get a clap out?
Maybe. I don't know. Hernandez, are you up for it?
Hey, I think we need to do something. We need to change it up. It's have some fun with it. I had a good conversation with Eileen the other day about, hey, you only got a couple more games left. No matter what, this is your last year. Let's take every practice every day and let's have some fun. Enjoy it.
Well, Paige, you are an underclassman, correct?
Yes, I'm a junior.
Junior, right? Okay. So how great is it to go out and make this year so special for the upperclassmen?
Well, I'm trying my best to make them proud, just like how they're doing their best to show us what they can do. And it's just so fun playing with them because I've played with them since my freshman year, and now I get to play with them all the way to their senior year. So it's really fun to be able to do that.
Well, and Savannah coming out the senior gate, correct? Okay. You've had all these people that have been there before that helped build this program. And then Coach Hernandez. You know, I know y'all look at him as an extra father figure kind of thing, more than just a coach, more than just a principal. You know, how much do y'all want to make this the biggest year, not just for the town, but for him and for the legacy and the alumni that have come before you?
We want to make it the best it can be. You know, I think we have only like 3 losses in district, and I think that's the best it's been whenever I've been here. Probably the best it's been in a while. We're having a great year, terrific year, and I want to leave that mark. And if they get better in the future, that's great. I want to be on the pathway to them getting there.
Well, and Eileen, what about you? What kind of mark do you want to leave this year as your legacy?
I want everybody to remember us. Duh. I want, especially like Mr. Hernandez. I've known him since I was probably like 4. I've always gone to Avalon. And so, of course, I want to make him proud. I want him to tell me, I'm proud of you. So, of course, I love the season already. Duh.
Well, Coach, I don't know how you couldn't be proud of them right now without anything else being done. And I'm sure you feel that way. But just reiterate one more time for us, if you would, Tuesday on and what the schedule looks like.
Yeah, no, Tuesday we go to Covington, and then we're off on our Friday, and then we have a warm-up game versus Wortham. That should be at home at 6 o'clock on that Monday. And then we turn around, probably play that Thursday versus Hubbard in a area round. So we'll do that. And no, but I'm proud of these girls. I'm proud of the whole team because at the very beginning with so many changes and injuries and sickness and stuff like that. So once district hits, it's like, hey, let's just turn it on now. And these girls did it. And, you know, when we step on the court, and it's been that way at Avalon a little bit, people look at us as, oh, these girls, look at them. They're not going to be able to play. They're not going to be good enough. And there's other teams with a whole lot more, maybe I say talent as a deep bench, and they'll come on the court and they look, oh my gosh, this team's going to wear Avalon out. But if we just work harder and, you know, outsmart them, that's why I preach to them, just be smart, be smart, be smart, and you can beat anybody. And these girls have listened and they've done a really good job. And I can't be more proud of these girls. You know, like they said, we're 10-3 right now. We have one more game, so let's go 11-3 and let's finish it out. So,
well, folks, I'm going to tell you what, one of the prettiest things in the world is a diamond, and it's made through pressure. And these girls have faced it all year long, and they're ready to take it on head on. Make sure you make it out there to Avalon, check them out, and make sure you're on the playoff run with them as well, because this team has the potential to take it as far. We know how far that is, round 4 and a little bit more. Here we go, ladies. Let's get it on. We'll see you on down the road.
All right, thank you.
In Ellis County, you know where to go for the best pizzas and burgers.
Welcome to Doe City. How are you doing today?
A menu that allows you to have it just the way you like it. Great, friendly customer service. And all the toppings you can handle. So what do our customers say about Doe City?
We come up here all the time, so we love the pizza and the burgers also.
It's somewhere we can all come and have a good time with our friends and enjoy the good food that they have here. I love the fries.
And it's cooked to order, so you're always going to get it fresh.
Doe City's always a great place to come and hang out with your friends.
Whether it's Tuesday or Friday night after a ball game in Ellis County, guess what? You can always make it over and have a little bit of delicious.
It's delicious.
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 So come in or order out at Dough City Pizza and Burgers in Red Oak, Texas.
To belong begins here, among the few, the proud, the Marines.